Satnam and welcome. My name is Ann Taylor. It is my honor to lead you in Kundalini Yoga this morning. This March, we begin a new series based on the ancient Tantric Numerology, also known as Akara. In the Kundalini Yoga system, there is not just one body, there are 10 bodies and actually plus an 11th. Each week, I waited for a 5 Sunday month so that we could have time to go through all of the bodies. Today, we'll be focusing on the first and second bodies. You've been given the worksheets, and whether or not you had a chance to calculate your numbers or not, it's okay, because if it was confusing or whatever, or if you just want to double check, we can either do it in the community integration time, or what would be, I think, more convenient, just send me an email and say, hey, did I do this right? So not only are we'll be calculating our own blueprint, but I'd like to just start by talking about the year itself, 2024. The numbers 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. And so for everyone, it's a universal year of 8. And the number 8, although that's not the focus of today, I'll be touching on the number 8 each class because it affects us all, whether or not there's an 8 in your unique blueprint or not. 8 is the pranic body, pranayam. So we'll be focusing on a pranayam each week to begin. And so the number 8 represents money, power, resources. So the earth has her own natural resources and wealth, of course, and as we do. Now, sometimes, so if there's for everybody, 8's important. It's a year where, finances will likely come into play, maybe opportunities for improving your wealth. But there's also a negative polarity to 8, which comes down to greed for power, or greed for money, or even the feeling of there's never enough, insufficiency. And so what do we do to support these? We do pranayama, we do breath work. Before every Kundalini yoga class, we tune in with the Adi mantra by chanting Ong Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. We'll follow that by a chant I do to protect the group as we open up the sacred space. Ong, the creative force of the universe. Namo, I call upon you. Guru, as we practice to go from darkness to light. And let's begin. The spine is nice and straight. The hips should be higher than the knees. So if your knees are up like this, you might want to get a cushion and elevate your rear so that your hips are higher than the knees. Spine is straight. The chin is in neck lock, Jalandhar, just tilting it slightly forward. There may be a lot of new terms being tossed around today, and believe me, they will, by the time the 5 weeks is over, it'll be like, you'll get the flow of it. It'll be like old hat. Eyes are closed, focused at the brow point. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. And inhale to tune in. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgirennime, Jugadgirennime, Satgirennime, Sri Gurudev Ennime, Adgirennime, Jugadgirennime, Satgirennime, Sri Gurudev Ennime, Adgirennime, Jugadgirennime, Satgirennime, Sri Gurudev Ennime. Inhale deeply, suspend the breath. Exhale, release the hands down. So the goal of what I'm trying to accomplish in this series is to have you understand what bodies, what numbers are most important for you. Now, of course, all of the 10 bodies play an important role. In my personal blueprint, for example, I have two number eights, plus it's an 8 universal year. So what, right? Well, here's what I did to adjust my own spiritual daily practice. Instead of starting off with usually doing 11 minutes of meditation, I'm doing 11 minutes of pranayama and then adjusting my meditation time down. So I'm really focusing on pranayama because pranayama is the pranic body. So to strengthen, to really get the best out of the number 8 that I can, I have to practice and do the work. So we will begin with a basic breath series, pranayama, that will be helpful for all of us. So everything gets timed. So you'll notice that I'm picking up my iPhone. I'm really not that obsessed, or maybe I am, but we time it so that Kundalini yoga is precise. You know, we want to do things in equal segments or for specific amounts of time. We'll begin with left nostril breathing. This is the basic breath series. This is a good one to just memorize and have in your toolkit. The left hand is in Gyan Mudra, thumb and index finger pressing. Blocking off the right nostril, eyes are closed, focused at the brow point. Inhale deeply through the left nostril. Open up the belly as you inhale, allowing the diaphragm to come down. The breath comes all the way to the collarbones. And exhale through the left nostril. Continue the sequence, finding a rhythm that works for you where the inhale and the exhale are approximately the same duration. The left nostril represents the Ida nadi, the feminine, the moon energy of the body, cooling, slowing. As we practice our pranayama, it helps to provide us with a fearlessness and good health. It's also the number of health. It's the element of air. And now switch nostrils, block off the left nostril, begin long, deep breathing through the right nostril only, remembering to open up the belly as you begin the inhale. Bring the breath up, open up the rib cage, bring it all the way to the collarbone. Allow the eyes to remain closed. That's the default position in Kundalini yoga, unless obviously you need balance or to see what's going on. Only using the right nostril. And now we begin to alternate. Inhale through the left nostril, exhale through the right. Inhale left and exhale right, remembering to keep the breaths about the same duration. Alternating the masculine and the feminine, the masculine sun energy being the right nostril, the Pingala Nadi. And now let's reverse. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. Inhaling right nostril, exhaling left nostril. And now we'll finish it up with breath of fire. For those of you who are familiar with breath of fire, begin. If this is something new to you, think of it as a dog panting through its mouth, and the navel comes in sharply on the exhale. Now bring that into the nose. The inhale and exhale should be about the same. It should adjust itself as you pull the navel point in, exhale, as if you're sniffing out a candle with your nose. That would be the sequence. If any of the women are on the early menstrual cycle or possibly might be pregnant, always substitute long, deep breathing for breath of fire. Maintaining an inner focus, eyes are closed. Inhale deeply. Exhale, relax your breath. Just allow it to breathe organically. Eyes remain closed and just be with your experience. Simply notice. Okay, and now we will dive into the Kriya for balancing head and heart. And I draw my material from a few sources, all taught by Yogi Bhajan. There's a book, Numerology, The 10 Light Bodies of Consciousness. I will put these titles in the release notes when I send out the replay. And I've also taken a course from Nam Hari Singh, which most of this material is confirmed, and she's expanded in a beautiful way. The first body at the base of the spine associated with the root chakra, connecting to our inner identity, our soul. It's said that the Kundalini energy lies coiled at the base of the spine until awakened. So within these books, they will recommend certain kriyas for certain bodies. So, as you've perhaps done your chart, if the number 1 is in your chart, you'll definitely want to come back to the replay if you haven't figured out your chart yet, let's say, and know that this is a kriya that will support your first body, the soul body. We will then do a kriya for mood and metabolism for the second body. So the first and second body are what we're playing with today. The second body is the negative mind. So there's 3 minds, 3 bodies that are considered minds in Kundalini Yoga: the negative mind, positive mind, and neutral mind. Next week, we'll work on the positive and the neutral minds, 3 and 4. Today, the negative mind. So the negative mind is really an asset for us because it's our protection. Let's say you have an important decision to make, and you're going to say, okay, well, what are the pros and the cons? So the cons would be the negative mind. If I take this trip, what are the ramifications? Your negative mind is meant to protect you. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? However, the negative mind can get out of hand, let's say. It can get overactivated and become a reason we don't do things, because we're in fear. We're only listening to the negative and it's holding us back in life. We don't want that. So this Kriya will help to balance, actually by balancing the head and the heart, we're helping the negative mind. Okay, so we begin by just sitting in easy pose. Now these are actually challenging exercises, not necessarily with strength, but with attention, and it just simply gets uncomfortable. The first exercise actually also works on changing the chemistry of the spinal fluid and the fluid around the brain. We won't do it for quite as long as the directions because I do want to sample the other Kriya. Begin by putting your arms out to the side, and then your hands will be perpendicular to the floor. So my wrists don't bend all the way back. We always allow the yoga to meet you where you're at. Do the best you can. The sequence, this is the inhale position. So inhale, and then you're going to rotate your arms and hands so that the fingers are pointing forward, maintaining that 90-degree angle between the, like I said, I can't bend my hand totally, but 90-degree angle is the goal. So that's the exhale, inhale back to the original position, and then exhale back. So it's 4 distinct parts. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And let's get started. Again, I'll be timing us. And let's begin. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And as always, find a pace that works for you. As you continue the exercise, I'll just talk a little bit so you may have some more understanding. The negative mind, as I mentioned, is our protector. The positive mind, again, we'll be dealing with that next week. The third body is the one that says, oh, yeah, we can do this, and only sees the upsides. Doesn't see, well, maybe that'll rack up my credit card bill more than I want, or maybe that's not good for my health. It just says, yeah, that sounds like fun. I'm in, without asking a lot of questions. The neutral mind at the heart center is the discriminator. Think of it as a very seasoned, wise judge. Listens to the negative mind, listens to the positive mind, and then discerns, okay, what's the best course of action? So the 3 work together. I personally have a 2 in my chart in a challenge position. So I know that the negative mind is something that I try to work with. So obviously, none of the bodies work independently. They're all interconnected. It's just that some are more focused in your life. And it can give you, directions on where to put the energy in your practice for any given year. These are challenging times for many of us, and having a little bit of a roadmap can be helpful. Okay, inhale and relax the arms down. Shake them out if you need to a little bit, and just remain in a meditative state. Simply notice what you're experiencing. Other suggestions given for the first body is to take psyllium seeds and chlorophyll to help the root, to help your elimination. There are also other meditations. The 3HO website, I'll also put that link in the notes, goes into the different bodies more deeply. Again, my goal here is to help you identify what your prominent bodies are. Each month, each week, we'll do exercises that support them so that you have some tools to work with. Okay, and now we will move on to the second exercise in this three-part Kriya. The position of the arms start off the same. As you inhale, bring your hands over your head. The first time, slightly above the crown, so slightly forward. Exhale down. Inhale up so that the hands cross slightly behind the crown. See if I can. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Eyes are closed, focused at the third eye point, and let's begin. If your mind wanders, simply notice, come back to the breath and movement. Thirty seconds. Keep the elbows locked as much as you can. Inhale deeply, relax the arms, and maintain a meditative inward focus as you just become aware of your sensations. During these brief meditative pauses, see if you can maintain an inward focus and catch yourself if your mind wanders. Without judgment, just simply notice, come back to your breath. Okay, and now the last exercise of this Kriya for balancing head and heart involves crow pose. We begin by coming into a squatting position. Now, the feet are supposed to be flat on the floor. I use a little cushion for support, or you can, it's always a good idea to have some props by you, or you can have a block or books. If you're able, the feet go on flat on the floor, as I mentioned. So now we'll be doing the same arm position as the last exercise, except we will be doing it in tandem with the crow pose. So we inhale as we come up. My hips are really cranky. Arms overhead and exhale down. So if that's going to be too challenging for you, get yourself some props. It just depends for myself how my hips are feeling this on a particular day. Today, they seem to be a little cranky. It was actually snowing earlier. So at any rate, let's begin. Keep the eyes open for balance if you need to. And alternatively, as I can see, my hips are not going to cooperate today. I'm just going to do small movements. Exhaling down, inhaling up. The instructions say about 1 squat per second. I'm personally adjusting that down a little bit. See if you can keep your elbows straight when they're out. Inhale and come sitting back in easy pose. And again, allow the eyes to remain closed and be with your experience. So that concludes the Kriya for balancing head and heart for the soul body, the first body. We'll just take a pause before we jump into the next. I'll just chat a little bit about it before we begin. So the Kriya for mood and metabolism balance, working now on the second body, the negative mind. So this Kriya helps bring you to a point of neutrality, and it's said to help alleviate or prevent depression. That's a yogic perspective. I'm not making any clinical claims here. It does, however, work on the nervous system, negative thinking, emotional moods, and your metabolism. Another yogic technique to bolster the nervous system is to consume celery, organic celery preferably, either juiced or eating it as a snack, but trying to consume lots of celery. So this Kriya begins with the main focus is going to be to arc the upper spine and head. So I'm not sure how flexible my spine is today, but that's the position we'll be in. And the reason for that is we're wanting to take pressure off of the liver, for one thing. And in this position, you should really feel pressure on the shoulder blades. So that is our posture. And the breath sequence is to deeply inhale, completely exhale, and then hold the breath out and begin pumping the navel. For, it says 15 seconds, go as long as you're reasonably able to. When you need to inhale, do so. Exhale, and then begin the pumps as you are arched back. Okay, so let us begin. Inhale, exhale, and begin to pump the navel. The faster you pump, the better the exercise will work. Always use your own judgment. You are in charge of your body. Find your edge and then just back off slightly. Never enter a point where you're in any kind of pain. Discomfort, maybe, but pain, no. You should be feeling a lot of pressure at the shoulder blades. Inhale and carefully bring your head up. Allow the eyes to remain closed and be with your experience. The second body, the negative mind, helps us to see the danger in any situation. It's a protector. But again, sometimes it gets carried away and turns into fear, depression. The next exercise has the same spine and head position, but this time we are adding a powerful mudra known as the Abhaya Kriya. So the hands are pressed together and you're putting as much pressure as you reasonably can. The hands do not touch your body. And so the same sequence, you're going to inhale, exhale, hold the belly, hold the breath out, and begin pumping the navel. We'll be doing this for 2 minutes. Do the best you can. Pressing the palms firmly at the heart center, away from the body. Thirty seconds. Inhale, carefully come out of the position. And now just placing the hands together, inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Inhale deeply. Suspend. Exhale, hold the breath out. And one more time, inhale deeply. Exhale, hold the breath out. Relax and breathe normally, allowing the eyes to close. Okay, and now let's return and bring our arms together, the sides of our hands, the pinkies together, and see if you can get your forearms together. And this mudra will be held up and out. See if you can keep your see if you can, let's see. Yeah, see if you can keep your elbows locked and just begin long, deep breathing. Exhaling when you need to. Now, the instructions say to think of something negative and it won't stick. The example is, I am feeling jealousy. If you're in the mudra correctly, it's said to bounce off. However, think of something wonderful like I am divine, gracious, truthful, and it gets embedded deeper. So continue your long, deep breathing. You'll feel a pull on the shoulders as you try to keep those forearms together and the arms outstretched. Just a couple more breaths. Inhale and relax. And now we move to sitting archer position. The right arm extends out, the thumb is up, and the left arm is pulled back as if you're holding a bow. So feel some stretch across the chest and begin long, deep breathing. Breathing into the experience. Open up the chest, pull that left arm back as if you're really stringing a bow, and there's a lot of tension. And now let's reverse arms. The left arm is extended forward and the right arm is pulled back, stretching that bow as hard as you reasonably can. The eyes are closed and focused at the brow point. Inhale, exhale, relax the position. And now come lying down for a deep relaxation and a short yoga nidra. Yoga nidras typically last 30 minutes, 45 minutes to over an hour. So we are just doing an excerpt. Yoga nidra is yogic sleep, entering into non-ordinary state of consciousness where we're neither fully awake and we're not fully asleep. Hopefully, if you do doze off, that can happen. Getting ready now for Yoga Nidra. You are now lying down. I remain seated, holding the space. Keep your feet apart and let them flop a little sideways. Arms slightly away from the body with your palms upward. Adjust your blanket, adjust your clothing. Please close your eyes and keep them closed. The practice of Yoga Nidra now begins. Become aware of outside sounds. Become aware of distant sounds outside of your house. Allow your sound, your sense of hearing to range into the distance, and then gradually withdraw it back into your home, back into your room. Develop your awareness of your room and yourself lying on the floor. Become aware of your body lying on the floor. Awareness of your breath and awareness of your body. Remember your purpose, your sankalpa, the purpose that you are practicing, and say it to yourself mentally 3 times. Your resolve or your sankalpa. And now we will begin to move into the rotation of consciousness, awareness of different parts of the body, by taking a trip through the body. Let your mind jump freely from one part to the next. Right hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, right thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, right toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, left thigh, kneecap, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole, top of the foot, left toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your attention to your eyebrow center. Focus your attention on the eyebrow center. Now become aware of a golden door. Become aware of a big, solid golden door. Try to open that door. Now you are on the other side of the door, at the entrance of a dark cave. Visualize that dark cave. Deep within that cave, you see a flaming light. Go towards that light. See what you can find. Within that light, there is a small golden egg, very bright. A small golden egg, small as a mustard seed. Very small, very bright. Intensify your visualization and see the golden egg within the flaming light. These are symbols of yourself. Big self and little self. Leave the flaming light and golden egg and pass back through the golden door. Bring your awareness back to the eyebrow center. Once again, become aware of the eyebrow center. Now return your awareness to the inner eye, the place between the eyebrows internally. Watch this space carefully for any colors or patterns that may emerge. There should be no effort, just awareness or watching. Total awareness of watching with no involvement. Continue watching this space and become aware of any images, any spontaneous thoughts that emerge. Try to become aware of these. Become aware of your resolve. Remember the resolve you made at the beginning of the practice. This time, repeat it to yourself. State your resolve 3 times in the same words and with the same attitude, with feelings and emphasis. And now, become aware of your breathing. Become aware of the natural breath. Become aware of the breath through the nostrils. Extend your awareness of the breath to every part of the body. As you inhale, feel the life-giving force permeate your whole body. Take a long, slow, deep breath and become aware of your relaxed body. Become aware of your physical existence. Develop awareness of your surroundings, the floor you are lying on, the room you are in. Externalize your attention. Begin to make small circles with your wrists and ankles. Hari Om Tat Sat. Yoga Nidra is now over. When you're ready, stretch your arms out over your head. And then arms out to the side for cat stretches, bringing one knee across the body. The head goes the opposite direction. And then switching sides. And then rubbing the palms of your hands and soles of your feet briskly together. And rock on your spine a couple of times. And please come sitting up for meditation. Okay, so this is meditation for the negative mind, still on the second body. So this is a great meditation. Sometimes if you feel like flashing negativity, where you've got that negative voice going, I don't know if that happens to you, but sometimes getting into negative thought loops. And the protectors getting overprotective, this might be a good meditation to bring that negative mind back into balance so that it can do its job, its proper job, and not overstep its boundaries. Okay, we're going to do this sitting in easy pose. We make a cup with our hands. So the right hand is going to rest in the left hand. The fingers will cross. And this mudra or hand position is at the heart center, but away from the body. It should be a comfortable, relaxed position. So the eyes are mostly closed, just gazing at the mudra. The breath pattern is to inhale deeply through the nose, one long, steady stroke. And the exhale is through rounded lips. You may remember that stimulates the vagus nerve. Rounded lips, making a stream of air right into the cup. The mental focus, letting any thought or desire that is negative or persistently distracts you come to your mind as you breathe out. Breathe the thought and feeling in of positivity, and then exhale out that negative thought. And let's begin. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling through rounded, pursed lips. Finding a breath pattern, pace that works for you, keeping the inhale and exhale approximately the same. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through rounded, pursed lips into the palms. Renew your focus. Final minute. Inhale deeply. Exhale, hold the breath out. Lock the navel point. Concentrate on each vertebrae in your spine until you can feel your spine stiffen all the way from the base up to the top. Allow it to get stiff as a rod. Inhale powerfully. Exhale. And repeat the concentration, stiffening your spine. One more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale, hold the breath out and stiffen the spine. Inhale. Exhale, and just allow the eyes to remain closed for just a short time before we close the class. So I hope the takeaways for today's class is that we are all universally in a year number 8 involving the pranic body. And we focused on the first and second bodies today, the soul body and the negative mind. Those are really the key points to take away. And now rub the palms of the hands together as we prepare to close the circle with a long sat, a short nam, followed by Tommy's prayer. Inhale, exhale, and inhale to close. Sat Nam. Universe, put us in the places you want us to be, with the people you want us to be with, doing the things you want us to do. Thank you for the joys and the challenges of our lives. Satnam. Satnam, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Please take a moment to like my YouTube channel and subscribe. Thank you.